Right, let's start again. Hello guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to yet another video. Today we are doing the World Series of Darts Finals 2025 predictions, betting tips, preview for the ITV4 televised event in Amsterdam. So the ITV4 televised World Series of Darts Finals takes place this weekend, and our Chris Hammer brings you his quarter by quarter preview and tips. But if you are a darts fan, if you are a darts fan, then go for it. If not, then it's entitled to your opinion, and that's your decision anyway. It's all about making your opinions. Right. Before you get into the YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button. Let's smash 400 likes. Right. Let's talk about like the calendars for the season. If you had to rank the televised majors on the PC calendar, it's certainly not the controversial to say the World Series of Darts Finals is the bottom of the list, and by quite some distance. I probably annoyed some darts pursuits by even classifying it as a major duel to the qualification criteria being significantly, understandably weighted towards the seven Invitational World Series events this year. But when we reach the second round and quarterfinals, remaining players will be elite of the sport. All in all, it's still a stellar field, and that should produce enough fireworks to kick this autumn period off with a bang. The biggest star of them all, Luke Littler, will be defending the title at the AFAS live from September the 12th to the 14th, and he is unsurprisingly the clear favourite around 13-8, while Luke Humphries, Gerwyn Price and Josh Rock are considered his biggest rivals at the single figure prices. Right, quarter one. Stephen Bunting versus Danny Noppert, Krzysztof Ratajski, Josh Rock, Mike De Decker, Gabriel Clemens and Damon Heta versus Joe Cullen. Stephen Bunting heads into the climax of the World Series season as the top seed, having won 2 events on the calendar in Bahrain and Copenhagen. And was also finished runner-up in another in Poland back in July. The Bullet has been incredibly consistent performer in all competitions away from the Premier League this year, having reached 9 tournament finals and winning 5 of them. Most recent of those came on Players' Championship circuit late last month against Johnny Clayton. It came a day after losing the final in a deciding leg against Jeffrey de Graaf, while he's also played well without success in back-to-back European Tour events over the last couple of weeks, losing both his matches with 100+ averages. And one of those was against the red-hot Josh Rock, who went on to lose 8-7 in the Flanders Darts Trophy final to Luke Littler before falling short against Luke Humphries in the Czech Darts Open final this past weekend. Northern Irishman has really come of age this year, thanks to his successes in the World Cup alongside Daryl Gurney and the World Match Play, where he enjoyed a thrilling run to the semi-finals, and after defeat to Humphries on Sunday, he said he's starting to be a proper dart player now. He's averaging 100+ for fun, posting big averages, posting big numbers in any type of tournament. So he will likely, the second round meeting against Bunting promises to be an absolute thriller, along with Littler, but they are the only players to have averaged over 100 in all competitions since the start of July, so it's a hard one to call. Of course, Danny Noppert and Krzysztof Ratajski might have something to say about that clash, but Maritizing, while Mike De Decker and Damon Heta are also lively outsiders in this quarter, and possibly even Joe Cullen after winning Wednesday's Players' Championship tournament of an average of 99. However, the rock star said himself, I'm sort of an enigma to myself at the minute, but I can produce darts like today, but then you watch me in a few weeks and I will have an average of 81. Overall, I strongly feel that it will be Bunting or Rock who prevails in this section, but it's extremely close call, but although I'm marginally siding with Rock due to the impressive Wade, but he's riding right now. I'm happy to back them both for the title, but as I fancy either to get better, whoever comes out on the second quarter, even it's world number one Luke Humphries. So Josh Rock to win the quarter one for me. Quarter two, Luke Humphries, James Wade, Kevin Doots, Jermaine Watamina, Rob Cross, Hopai Puha, and Wessel Nyman will face Michael Van Gerwen. Right, Luke Humphries bounced back to title winning form at the recent Czech Open after an indifferent summer, which saw him crashing out of the World Match Play in the opening round. His average since the start of July is only 94.85, which ranks him at 20th over this time. While his performances in Prague weren't exactly breathtaking, that said, the only thing that really matters is results. He believes getting his hands on a trophy again will do his confidence the world of good. Since I won the Premier League, it's been tough for me. I've been struggling, but I felt so good being up there tonight. But now I feel dangerous again. This is when you need to be at your best at the back end of the year. I know if I want to stay as world number one, I'll have to put the effort in and work hard. I want to be world championed again. So it all starts from now. 2 early exits in this week's Players' Championship events won't have reinforced this confidence, and being drawn against the evergreen James Wade isn't ideal at all. Despite the fact he thrashed him 7-1 in Prague, we were all reminded of the damage the machine can do on the big stage during his superb run to the World Match Play final. And even if Humphries does get past Wade, with the likes of Jermaine Watamina, Rob Cross and Wessel Nyman have all been posting better numbers recently. Watamina, who gave Littler a huge scare in Blackpool, won his maiden Players' Championship event at the end of July, but he was unfortunate to be thrashed 6-1 by Rock in the Czech Open quarterfinals with an average of 107. The Dutchman did reach the European Championship final last year, beating Humphries along the way, so this year his career continues to go from strength to strength. With a home crowd behind him, it could be a spot for value to win this quarter, but I think Luke Humphries will win quarter two. That's why I love darts anyway. Quarter three, Luke Littler, Simon Whitlock, Johnny Clayton, Jason Brandon, Nathan Aspinall, Dave Chisnell, Johnny Tata versus Ross Smith. It's hard to find a way to back against Luke Littler, isn't it? Since winning the World Match Play with the 5th highest tournament average in Blackpool history, 105.15, 18-year-old has won 3 of the 4 stage events. He's entered including 2 of the World Series Tour plus more recent Flanders Darts Trophy. His average since the start of July is a whopping 102. We can expect much higher than that in front of the TV cameras in Amsterdam. The only downside for the world champion is the fact that he is highly likely to face Johnny Clayton in round 2, which is still a dicey best of 11 legs format, and the Ferret is clearly a rejuvenated force this season. Clayton, who enjoyed a sparkling run to the World Match Play semi-finals before an epic 2018 defeat to James Wade, and that was a marathon, returned to action at the end of August with some encouraging results on the Players' Championship circuit, including the final run in event 25. He'll be recharged and motivated to make a huge impact this weekend, and I feel he's the only player in the section capable of giving Littler a run for his money. I'm going for Littler to win this quarter. And then quarter 4, Gerwyn Price, Danny Lauby, Cord Ecker, Raymond van Barneveld, Chris Dobie, Luke Woodhouse, Cameron Menzies and Peter Wright. Gerwyn Price heads to Amsterdam in red hot form after recently recovering from a hand infection, but it will be very surprised if he wasn't battling out with Luke Littler in the semi-finals. But the Ice Bunny averaged 99 across 48 matches since the start of July, which he's won 41 and reached back-to-back Players' Championship finals this week. On Tuesday, he averaged 109 in an 8-5 triumph over Guillaume van Veen. to pick up his 6th title of the campaign and was only denied a 14th successive win by Joe Cullen in the deciding leg. A potential second round opponent, Raymond van Barneveld, would have to roll back the years in some style with the home crowd roaring him on if he is going to give Price a scare. While the very bottom section, you have to say Chris Dobey is his only real threat. We haven't seen too much of the Hollywood since he crashed out of the World Match Play to Price back in July, but although he suffered first round exits in both of recent European Tour events, but he did produce a show-stopping 110 average against Stephen Bunting in the World Series event to remind us of a danger he can pose. All that said, the evidence of Price romping into the last 4 is overwhelming, but I can't see an upset. I'm going for Gerwyn Price to win the quarter. But my finalists are Luke Littler and Luke Humphries. I got a sneaky feeling that Luke Humphries will beat Luke Littler in the final. How do you like those apples? Wow. So that's my predictions for the World and preview for the World Series of Darts finals. Leave on your comments below and we'll see you in the next one. Bye. Peace out for Championship predictions football tomorrow. Bye. Look out for it.